Hello guys, and in this video we are going to learn how to configure your analytics environment, how to govern your environment, how to configure some policies, your permissions on your reports, on your analytics engine. So we are going to cover all of these stuffs into these videos only. Okay, so let's continue with our today class. So viewing project activity monitoring. How can you monitor your project activity into your MicroStrategy environment? So intelligence server, it has the several monitor, and no matter how well you design to your reports or the documents or your deployment methods or your architecture, whether it's the uh, design for the high performance, high availability, disaster recovery, but still there is there is still a chance you have to monitor your application. You cannot just think, okay, I have configured this way and I have everything in the cluster, I have everything in the load balancing, and I have also the the database backups and my application backups for the disaster recovery. So I'm not worrying about whether application will go down or not. Okay, so that's not the uh, matter into the production environment. You have to be monitor your application each and every minute so that you make sure the application is working fine without any problem. Okay, so to deliver the consistent and the optimal performance to users, it is always important to configure your intelligence server to prevent those bottlenecks. Let's suppose your intelligence server configured for the 500 requests at a time, but you are getting 1000 requests. So of course there will be some deadlock kind of situation at your intelligence server, and or the performance will be decreased. So if there are too many queue reports waiting to be executed, it means that there are too many users waiting for their results. If bottlenecks do occur, you need to be able to observe and respond to them promptly. So that's your responsibilities. Okay. So if bottleneck do occur, you have to be respond very promptly so that the end user don't get delay into the reports execution. Though intelligence server, they have the variety, the several monitors, and you can access those monitor things into the developer as well. So, to deliver the consistent and the optimal performance to your end user, it is always be a, the good idea to configure your intelligence server to prevent the such bottlenecks. If there is the some spike into the request to your intelligence server, then your intelligence server will become unavailable or unresponsive. So you should govern those kind of policies at the intelligence server level and few policies at the project level. So we will look into it how we can configure and we can govern those policies. So if there are, let's suppose there are too many queue and reports, so they are waiting to execute it. So that's mean there are too many users who are waiting for their results. So of course that's the bottlenecks. There's the kind of deadlock kind situations. So you need to be able to observe and respond to them promptly. So intelligence server provides a variety of functionality designed to help you address possible bottlenecks, including the monitors and governings and the setting. Governors means the settings those policies which will apply at the intelligence server level as well as your project level, so that if you configure your intelligence server that it not going to accept 500 more than 500 requests at a time. That's mean if someone, if a user who is the 501 number of that particular user is going to execute their reports, that's mean the user have to wait at their end, and once the intelligence server will become available for to receive their request, then the intelligence server will execute that request. So you can also configure your intelligence server to log the error using the diagnostic tool, like logging to a Kafka servers on any supported platform. Okay, so you can use this functionality to reduce the logging load on the intelligence server as well. So okay, viewing project activity monitors. Let's suppose there are too many, and too many concurrent users connection or the job request could put an undue load on the intelligence server or the warehouse database server, so that it's being able to closely monitor project activity always, so that administrators to quickly spot such problems and respond to them. So let's take some example. Let's suppose there are some a cancel a start job with the jobs monitor. You can delete a report cache with the report cache monitor. You can monitor ideal project with the project monitor. There are a lot of features under the developer tool, and we will look into it also. You can disconnect a user with the user connection monitor in only in the developer itself. You don't need to be all login or open and login to another tool. You can do it all these activities into the developer only. So you can see it here. This is my intelligence server, the developer UI. So you can see the first. This is the first level, top level. That's my project source, and under once you expand your project source, you will get the administrations. So once you expand your system administration, you can see the project status. If we have configured the cluster nodes will be available there. Schedule maintenance monitors. You can also system you have the system monitors. You can monitor jobs, user connection, database connection, caching, a lot of stuffs you can monitor uh, from this console itself. Okay. To view the project status and administer the systems, let's suppose project cluster node, schedule maintenance task. You can also monitor your project activity under the system monitors. Okay. Your journal transaction, it display information about modification made to your configuration or the project. It's basically logging all kind of activity happen into your project or your environment, so that they log those activity, and then it will display you the information what's the configuration just change and by whom. You can see into the journal transaction log. There are some history lists also, and a lot of you can see it. You can also see the user connection monitoring. You can even check. You can see here it's not the complete picture, but you can see the username, network, their network address, what their network address, which project under which to which project they are connecting currently, and from which source they are connecting, whether the desktop, their own desktop, they are connecting with the web, they are connecting through the MicroStrategy desktop or the workstation, whatever source they are using to connect your project source. You will get those insight here under the user connection monitor. Okay. So you can placing limits on the project using the governors. Okay. So let's suppose you can configure the intelligence which provides you the governor that administrator can use to place limits or the controls on the projects to keep overall system performance at the acceptable levels. Okay. So you can keep a report from running a limit size of a reports result set. You can do a lot of policies at the project level. So there are governor to limit the number of interactive and the scheduled job that can simultaneously run on the server, and the number of users that can simultaneously connect to your server. You can configure these your users as well. You can also set your ideal timeout for your user. If a user is connected with no activity, the server automatically logs the server users out after a certain period of time. So there is no burden on the intelligent server and no connection hold at the intelligent server level. It will release automatically after your configuration. So governor enable the administrator to set limits on a variety of parameters. When the limit for a governor is exceed, the governor is invoked. Server level governors, we can configure at the intelligence server level, as I told you. So we can configure at the intelligence server level as well as the project level and the server level. We can configure. Some governor apply to the intelligence server, which means they affect every project, whatever project you have at your intelligence server. If you are configuring some governing at the project level, that means the only the particular project going to be handle provide you such limitations at the project level. If you want the limitation at all the project level, then you can configure the some governor policies at the intelligence server level instead of the project level. So so other governor policies you can apply to the individual project, so you can configure the setting different for each project. Okay, so let me show you how you can uh, configure it. So this is my govern intelligence server configuration. You just go to your intelligence server, right click and configure your intelligence server, and you can configure these settings. Maximum number of jobs can be run concurrently 10,000 by default. Maximum number of interactive job -1, unlimited. Maximum number of user session 320 if my uh, intelligence server is capable to handle this these user session at a time, that's fine. If not, then you can reduce. You can user session ideal time in seconds, currently it's 1800. Web user session ideal time 600. You can also decrease or increase based on your requirements. Okay, so these how you can configure the governor your policies at the intelligence server level. And all these settings going to be apply on your um, all the project, not at only the single project. But if you have to if you want to configure some governor policies at only the project level, then you have to just go to your project and right click and then go to the project configuration, and you can there are the tabs for the governing rule. So you can configure for result sets, jobs, user session, subscription, and import data. You can configure it. Interactive reports here, schedule reports, wait time for prompt answer. Lot of settings here you can configure based on your requirement. Okay, so some commonly used governors includes the limiting how long a report can run on the intelligence server based on whether it is interactive or the schedule. You can also limit the time the report can run in the warehouse. So you can set the maximum number of rows a report can return in its result set based on whether it is a data mart, an intelligence cube, or any other report. So let's suppose you have you have the more than 30,000 or the 40,000 rows into your reports, but you configure, but you don't want to execute such a huge number of, you don't want to see those huge number of results set into your execution, and you just want to govern that I just want to see display only the 10,000 reports at a time for particular report, for all the reports on at my project level. So you can configure, you can limit those rows at your reports level, because of course if there are number of rows will increase, the load will be also increase at your intelligence server as well as your data warehouse. You can limit the amount of time the user has to answer all prompts in a reports. If the user won't answer those prompts into a assigned into a limit of time, so then it will time out, and then the user have to execute reports again, so that the reports won't make the connection with your intelligence server for such long times. You can also limit the number of rows written for the attributes, elements, requests, and you can limit the size of the intermediate results sets used in the processing analytical calculation, as well as the memory consumption during the SQL generation as well. In addition to the governor source in the image above, how you just see the image just few seconds back. So you can configure the governor to control such thing as the number of users simultaneously connected to the project. Additionally, you can also configure the number of subscription each user can create based on the subscription type. So you can starting and stopping the intelligence server. You can stop intelligence server to make system wide updates, then restart the intelligence server once all updates are made. For example, when changing a database instance link or the performing maintenance activity, you may need to start, stop, or restart the intelligence server. With MicroStrategy Services Manager, there is one tool for to restart. You can restart your these services from the Windows services.msc console, but this is the MicroStrategy Service Manager itself. So you can let's suppose you have a multiple intelligence server installed, so you have to log into the each server to restart your services. But here you can just select your machine name, and then it will from this single window you can connect to the multiple intelligence server and can handle your multiple intelligence server from this service manager only. You don't need to be logged into the Windows server again and again. It's a centralized administrative tools that expose various MicroStrategy platform services. Using Service Manager, an administrator can monitor and manage the status of various services. Also, you can start, stop, and restart. There are refresh. There are a couple of options also. Okay, so you can including the exporting engine service, the Kafka messaging services, and the collaboration REST server services. There are a lot of options there. So you can also, using the administrator, you can also manage few things through the web administrator through the web page. So to connect your intelligence server, you have to be log into your admin.aspx page of the MicroStrategy, and you have to configure your intelligence server into your web page to make your web server available so that your user can execute the reports, create the dossier documents from the web only, and your web server will get the results from your intelligence server. You can configure the default connection properties, enable and monitor logging, configure security, distributed MicroStrategy office, deploy custom widgets. A lot of options you can also perform from there. Yeah, so user performance and the project defaults. Users can change the individual setting for their preferences options by accessing them via the preferences link at the top of the web page. However, you can set the what defaults value the user see for these options. Let's suppose there are multiple projects created into your environment. So, and you don't want to see all of them at the time of when the user will just access the web URL. If by default that's how it's configured. If you just open the web console MicroStrategy main.aspx page, you can see all the project and without login into the web console. So you can see all your application without logging into the environment. But you don't want to assign, or you don't want to see that your user should not see those application without login to the web console. Then you can also make those changes from the user preferences itself. So guys, now I'm just logged into my intelligence server virtual machines, and let me log into my web page for to access my intelligence server. I'm just logged into my web page. So this is my admin page. It's not the main MicroStrategy page, but you have first you once you install your web server, first this is the first web page. You have to be come to here and configure your intelligence server into your web page, so that your web server will be able to communicate with your intelligence server, and you can manage your project through your web console itself. So at this is what I'm just talking about. I am not logging into the main.aspx page yet, but I can see my all applications, what how many application is configured and created into my environment. So I can see it, though we can change these settings also. So let me just go back. So if you just go to here, I'm just clicking on save, and let me see if I'm going to see it. You see it. Okay, now I'm just getting the username and the password window. If you just go back again, and sorry, it's expired. So you just need to come to here into the default properties and come to here. So all the projects connected to the web server before the user login or after the user login, there is the settings. Whatever setting you just want to keep as per your requirements or your security policies, you can do it. Okay, so this is how you can configure your system. So I'm just changing it back again. You can see it again, so that based on them you can configure, and you can log into the particular project source. If you can see all of them, you can just log into the any one of them. If you have the authentication, you have the username and the password. Okay, so let me just show you how we can configure preferences, some other preferences, and how we can configure other things. So let's log into my one of project source project, and I'm just putting the password as sorry, username as administrator, leaving the password blank. And then you can see it into the right top corner. You can see it here. You just click on this icon and go to the preferences here. So it's this is the window for your user preferences, and based on them you can configure it, whether the project default, user settings, a lot of preferences here, and you can configure. uh, let's go with this few things how you can configure. uh, Color theme, all right, so let me change it to some different, like the gray. Okay, and you just change it to the gray, and then you can save it, apply. And then you can go to here, project default. You can also do a lot of let's say you can change the current color theme, what the page you want as a default page, whether it's the home page, summary, history list, subscription, my reports. So based on them you can also configure, make your default start page from here. Default start page, what's your default language, whether that is the default language or the any other language, you can also configure it from here based on your user language. Accessibility mode, enable the screen reader compatibility or not. There is a settings the history list, so you can add your reports automatically into your history lists, or you just want to it the manually. So there is the setting also. If you just click select this radio button to automatically, that's mean your reports going to be added into your list automatically. Then you don't need to be add your reports manually. This is how you can also configure it. You can just click on apply. The project default has been saved. All right, and you can see it's applied to all project on the current this server. It's going to be applied on all of them. Let me go to security. Let's see some security also. Okay. So you can also have few options, and your login methods. There's the standard LDAP database authentication, or either the guest or Windows authentication. Lot of couple of options here as a login methods. Logout, cancel this session pending status or not, yes or not. So you can configure it based on your request. Okay. So this is how you can configure your security, your project display, your drill modes, your export reports. So you can configure your export report settings also from here. The whole reports you want, or the portion displayed only from you just want to export the reports into the Excel formatting, or how you just want to export your reports. Maximum number of cells to export to HTML, the 10,000 is maximum. You can increase this limits. I just I talked about this limits few minutes back, so you can increase this limit, but it's good idea to keep it not more than 10,000, so that it would reduce the load onto your intelligent server. There is one more setting under the security panel. You can see it. Remove the finish interactive jobs from your from the history list. History list. If you it's the yes, that's mean if user will the lockout from the MicroStrategy web, that setting will be get rid of by the intelligent server itself. If it's the no, then all message generated during the user sessions, that will remain into his or her history list, so they can see it later. Okay, so you can click on apply. If it's not no, yeah, at this time into your environment, you can just uh, select it no and then hit apply. This is also not possible, guys, to go through each and every into this video. I would recommend you just to go and check all of the options one by one, so that you can get more insight what type of uh, preferences we can configure into our whether at the project level or the user level. So you can see all the options here. Well, there are a lot of options. Okay. So there is also the options, whatever user preference settings we configure it, whether we just want it to the current project under which we are currently into the MicroStrategy tutorial, whether we just want to configure this setting for this tutorial project, or we want to configure or for all of the project on the my intelligent server this. So there is the option also, you can just select this and then apply. Okay, so that's how you can configure it. Let's go back here and go to your set report, go to your subject area, and these are my reports here. These are my reports, so you can just let me execute this for you. This is my predefined reports into the MicroStrategy tutorial. If you install it, you will get these report as well. So I'm just running one reports for you for the reference. So you can see it, the employee name, their date of birth also. So you can see it. So now let's you know this report I have executed, and it should be added into my history list. That's my motto, to show you how you can see these reports added into my history list or not. That's how you can see it. Okay, so you can see, we should see this employee birthday into my history list. I am logged into as administrator, and let just hit this back icon, and here is my history list. So let me show you. All right, so you can see the employee birthday. This reports was executed twice today, so you can see how many times I've executed these reports and other reports as well. You can see all of them into my history list. Whatever reports I have executed, I have access today. Okay, so you can see it from this history list. And we have also configured the preferences that this history list should not be read off automatically if I just log out from this console. uh, okay, let's go to there. I should see all of them into my history list. All right, let's go back, and you can, here you see, so I can see all of them here. But if you just want to change, go to there. Where is my history list? Here, this is my history list. Okay. Sorry, this setting was under the security to remove the Finish Interactive JAWS from the history list. So I selected it. Yes, yes. I just want to remove it after the logout. Okay, let me go back my history list. For now, I'm seeing all of them. Let me see if I also, there is the actions, what actions you perform. You can export, you can export into the PDF or details. You can see it also, the details. There is a few actions you can perform. Okay, you can see this reports detail. This is our SQL statements which was running under the hood. You can see those, what a SQL statement executed for that particular reports. You can see it here. Okay, what's the path for your reports? You can see it here. Who's the owner, when it was what was the last time when it was modified. So when it was executed first time, when it was finished, so it was finished in within seconds. If it's the very huge data into my reports, it will take time. Okay, so that's how you can see all the your reports details. So you can see it. I cannot see those employee details, employee birthday reports into my history list now, because I have changed the settings and now it's gone automatically. As soon as I log out from the web console, it's read off from my history list. So I'm just changing it back again. Go to preferences, then go to settings. Sorry, go to here, go to security, and no, apply it. All right. So that's how you can change and modify your preferences based on your requirements. Okay, let's see now how we can set some limit at our intelligence server level. So I just log out my web console and just I'm running my developer tools. This is how it's look like. My administrator, I'm going to log in it again without any password. That's the default one. It's giving me the warning that I do have only 2 days. These are my project source. You can see it. I have configured 3-tier project source, default project source, and the 2-tier project source. So let's log into here. Okay. So right click here. Go to project configuration. Okay, so if you just want to configure the some governor setting at your project level, then that's how you can come. Just expand your project source, then go to your project, your application, then right click and go to the project configuration. And is a lot of tabs, the project definition, and a lot of stuffs here. You can see the database instance, governing role, caching, intelligence cube. There are a lot of settings you can manage from here. So you can just expand the view, because our target is to governing some rules for limit to put some limits at the reports level. So I'm just putting some, just going into the governing rules and then into the result sets. Okay, so let's go to here. This what's the setting? This is the all other reports. I'm just going to put it. This is currently 32,000, and I'm just going to change it to only 75 and click on OK. Okay, so now how we can governing our settings here, and let me show you also how you can control your user connection at intelligent server level. So you just go to your project source, right click, configure MicroStrategy intelligent server, and just it will open a MicroStrategy intelligent server configuration. Okay, and you just go to the governing rule. You can see it all here also. You can see the user ideal time into the settings, how many jobs can run concurrently. So you can see we do have few options here also. Okay, so maximum number of user session is 160. I'm going to change it to only one, so that let's see if we can connect with our second user or not. Okay, so that's how we done. So let's expand this my project now, and go to my public object and go to my report folder. We do have few reports, so that we can see whether the report's going to be executed or not. Okay, then execute these reports. We should, the expected result is the error that we have the limitation, so it should not execute it. Let's see whether it's going to be executed or not, or maybe we need to, yeah, see, you can see it. We are getting the error here because the maximum number of results rows per report exceeded the current limit, that is the 75 right now. So please reduce the number of rows or contact the administrator to change the limit in the project configuration through developer. So that's how it will throw the error if you have changed your settings. Okay, so that's how you configure your report limits. And we have also changed one more setting for the user connection. Currently I'm login with the administrator. So let's go to open my web console to uh, access the administrator. My let me see if I can log into with some other user as well or not. Let me see if I have created the user or not. So that, go to user manager, everyone, ff demo. Okay, so I'm creating a new user. That is the test underscore user, and the password. Password never expire, never change. That's fine. No comment. Okay. So I have created only the test user. That's my login ID. If you can see it, this is the name test underscore user. That's the my user. So I should not log into. You can see the number, the maximum number of server user exceeded. Please try again, or if the problem persists, contact. So that's how you can uh, control your applications. Okay. If you just go back to again, governing rule, general, maximum number of user settings. Let me just go change it to 2. All right, I'm done. Let's see if I can get into there. Okay, so I do need to restart either the service or it will take some time to replicate. So you can also manage your services through this MicroStrategy Service Manager here. You can restart, restop, you can do. So I'm just restarting my intelligence server from this. Though it's not required to restart your server, your intelligence server, it's not recommended. I'm just restarting to make the effective, the changes quickly. So let's wait to restart it. Currently it's stopping. It will take 1 or 2 minutes to come up again. Okay, so now you can see the status is running. It's come up again after just it took 2 minutes to restart. I'm going to close it. Let's refresh my web page. Oh, sorry, login failure. Test. Uh, what's the password I put there? Hmm, actually, I forget the password. Okay, my session log out. That's fine. Go to administrations again, everyone. So this is the user which I created just now. So from here, let me reset the password. Okay, and I've also assigned to the permission to the project so that my user can get into the project. So let's right click the user editor windows, go to groups, and we do have few MicroStrategy groups. There are a couple of groups there. So let me just add this user into the web because this is my web user, web viewer. Okay, let's click on it and I should see my uh, I should log into my project now. All right. So now you can see we configure that two users can concurrently log in into the project into the intelligence server, and I can see that my second user, the test underscore user, also connected. My one user connected as an administrator through the developer. If you go back again, go to here and go to governing rule, general user session, you can see 2. If you change it to 1, then it won't work again. So let me change it to 160 as it was earlier. Okay, so guys, this is how we can configure our the governing policies, how we can create the user. We have also seen how we can even assign the permissions to our particular user, whether if it's the if this is the web user, so that you can just go to group and add them into the particular group based on their role. So if the user is the architect, assign the architect permissions. If he's the web user, assign the web permissions. So based on them, you can configure and assign them. So let me show you one more real quick thing. If uh, test, I will cover in detail into my next videos how we can you know the users groups and how we can create the users groups and assign them permission. So see, I am logging into there into this developer with my test user, but I cannot see any project here because I don't have any permissions. Totally, even I cannot see the any configuration into my administrations or anywhere. I can't say. Okay, thank you guys, and I really appreciate you have already did a good jobs, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be helpful into your career. Thank you guys. Bye bye.